Hey yogis, welcome back to your beautiful mat, and it's so amazing firstly just to see you guys here. I know that I can't actually see you, but we watch those views go up and it means the absolute world to us, so thank you for joining me in this practice. We're going to get straight into it today. No little mention of what we're going to do. We're going to leave that a mystery for now. So as always, prepare yourself for your practice by taking a seat and closing down your eyes. And first, before we start to tap into the breath, I'm going to ask that you guys scan the body for tension. And just observing, I know in my body I tend to hold that tension through my jaw and my shoulders. But maybe it's a different space for you, so can you start to mindfully scan the body? And then once you locate, you pinpoint that tension, can you start to breathe into that space? Use the expansion of the inhale to balloon the area and to move that tension away. And maybe once you've worked through one little bit, you'll find another. Again, just bring in this awareness, this mindfulness. Together we'll take just one more breath in this seat, preparing to move our body. Slowly, guys, blink open your eyes. Let's find child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Take your sitting bones to your heels first. Find this seat. And then from there, keep your sitting bones anchored to your heels. Start to move your hands forward. Drop your heart space to the earth. And start to feel the breath as the legs have moved from one side to the other. Just notice you've got all of this room to breathe. Guys, just take one more expansive breath in. An even longer breath out. And then start to walk your hands over to the right side, leaving your hips just as they are. And start to feel length creep into the left side of the body. And keep grounding your sitting bones down and back. Keep activating your fingers forward. Find length through the side body. Really slowly walk your hands back through center and to the other side. We've got this beautiful opportunity now to start to fuse the sensation of the breath with sensations that linger within our physical body. And rather than allowing the mind to be captivated by one or the other, can you allow these two sensations to become one? We'll just take one last breath on that side. And then slowly come back towards center. Find your all fours. Grip down really heavily through your fingertips. Tuck your tailbone under. Try and create quite a neutral spine. And keep gripping your hands down. Tuck your toes under, hover your knees. Keep pushing the floor away. Move out of the shoulder joints, up and out. We're not going to move anywhere here. We're just going to allow this shape to turn on through the belly. But what I'm going to ask that you guys notice is just how tough this can be. Immediately in my body, what I notice is shaking through my arms and my core. I can feel my quads turned on. And there's this urge to make my breath quicker. Can you, for one more breath, just keep it slow? Keep it steady. Slowly drop your knees to the earth. Turn your fingertips back towards your knees, thumbs to the outer edges of your mat. And slowly drop your weight back in space, only to a depth that suits you. It may not look like mine, and that's okay. We just want to ensure that our fingertips are still gripping, and we've found this sensation lingering through the backs of our forearms. We'll just take 2 more breaths. Really nice, guys. Come off the wrists, sit in a high heroes and just shake them out. It's now that we prepare to start to move the whole body. As you place your hands down on the mat, do so mindfully with the purpose to stay within the practice and to avoid any distractions that may come to you. Hands to the earth, grip down heavy, find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Guys, pedal through the heels. Take a big, beautiful bend in the knees and keep pushing the floor away. And feel that slight extension up and out of the shoulder joints. One more big breath in. Mindfully breathe out. Right leg lifts to the sky as you inhale. Take a bend at the knee and open up through the hip. Knee towards the ceiling or sky, right heel towards left sitting bones. Make sure that you're even through your shoulders and your right shoulder isn't peeling up in space, but it stays in line with the left. Let's take 1 more round of breath here. As you breathe in, square off the hips, 3-legged dog. And as you breathe out, right foot touches the earth. Use a whole breath in to lift that left heel to the sky. Whole breath out to peel up and open through the hip. Now moving with the breath has this beautiful, beautiful mindfulness to it. Not only are we moving our body, but we ensure that our breath is long and fluid. As best as you can today, keep moving with the breath. Take 1 more exhale. Fill up the belly to straighten through the legs, square off the hips. Foot to floor as you breathe out. Rise up onto your toes as you inhale, ripple the body forward, high plank. Bend through the knees, let them hover. Send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times. As you breathe in, ripple the spine forward in space, land. As you breathe out, move back just like you're completing that wave. 1 more time, breathe in, ripple forward. Breathe out, hips up and back. Really good, guys. Right leg to the sky, take a big breath in. Right knee all the way to the nose. Open up this doorway to step, fingertip plunge. Guys, I really want you to work on lifting the belly up and off of the thigh today. It's really common for a lot of us, we can just hang out on this front thigh and rely on our ankle and knee, these stacked joints, to hold the weight. We want to be lifting up and out of this shape by tucking the tailbone under, squeezing left glute on and broadening collarbones forward in space. We keep this big toe mound grounded on the front foot. Let's take 1 more big breath in. Long stance pyramid as you breathe out. Guys, stay high on the ball of your back foot. Don't drop your back heel to the earth. That's a really important cue to this posture. By opening up the hips and folding forward, that's really unhealthy for our lowest spine where it meets our hips. So stay high on the ball of your back foot. Keep dropping your chest down, broadening your collarbones forward. Let's take our last breath out. Left hand grounds, right arm rises, breathe in. See if you can stack one shoulder on top of the other. Push out of this left shoulder joint. And keep reaching up towards that hand. We'll take one more big breath in, a big movement here. Warrior two, moving that left hand forward and around as you breathe out. Land deep into this posture. We're going to find a release really soon. But as you guys know, we always teach held for this first time through to allow the body to collect the posture and let it land. So lunge a little deeper. Pretend like I can see you. Drop your shoulders in space, activate your arms. Let's breathe out. Prana pause, you breathe in. Lift the hands, straighten the legs. Skandasana as you exhale. High or low. You know you can be anywhere on the sliding scale of all the way up here to all the way down here. But I'd love for you guys to maintain a really straight spine. Lift yourself up and out of the hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let's take our last breath out. Fireball, left hand, reach it back. Move all the way forward, low and slow. Keep reaching. Again, take the belly off of the thigh by tucking the tailbone down. Right hand reaching back, left forward. When you come into these postures, take that attention back to your breath. Not focusing on the sensation of the body, allowing the sensation of the breath to comfort you. Let's breathe in one more time. Reach. Hands to the earth. Hug your knee into your chest. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Try not to scrape that right foot on the floor if you can. Let's move to the other side, guys. Left leg, let it rise. Breathe in. Empty the belly, use that space to step forward. Fingertip lunge. Collarbones forward. Broaden the back of your right knee to the sky. Take the belly off the thigh. There should be space. We're finding a lot of space in the lower half today, so don't get captivated by that sensation. Come back to your breath. Let's breathe in one last time. Collarbones stay broad. Long stance pyramid. If this front leg can't get perfectly straight and there's still a bend in the knee, keep it. That is totally fine. Just start to shift this left hip crease back in space. Right hip point forward in space to make sure that your hips are even. We're not opening up through the hips. Again, we want to look after the spine. Take your last breath out, fold. Right hand stays, left arm rises. Maybe you take your gaze up with that left hand. Sensation could be anywhere in the lower half now, but it will be exactly where your body needs it to be. We'll take one more big breath in. Get ready for this big movement. Left hand reaches back and then forward. Warrior two. Try and windmill the arms through that action. Find that fluidity through the upper half. And so often in yoga we say hips down is this really strong, grounded foundation. Hips up is where we can find this fluidity, especially through the spine. Stay really low in this posture. Let's breathe out together. Sweet release in the front thigh. Prana pull, lift up. Skandasana over the back of the mat. Adjust your feet as you need. Knees and toes always in line. Shoulder blades squeezing, chest broad. Again, any depth, not concerned with how I look or how you think you should look. Bringing that acceptance into the body. Empty the belly. Right hand reaches back. Move slow, throw it all the way forward, really high off the ball of your back foot, like you could almost lift off if you tried. Squeezing right glute, belly off thigh. One more big breath in. Hands to the earth. Find this active hip compression. Step back, down dog. One breath, one movement, your rhythm. Let's exhale, empty the belly. Right leg to rise. Inhale the buoyancy. Knee to nose, actually empty the belly. Step in between the hands, fingertip lunge, hold breath in to set up. Long stance pyramid, chest towards big toe. Left hand stays, right rises, breathe in. Windmill the arms, warrior two. Breathe out. Prana pool, lift up to inhale, gaze follows the hands. Skandasana, drop the weight slow, this eccentric movement. Left hand, throw it forward, energy moves. Hands to the earth. Use an empty belly to step back, down dog. Let that left leg lift, use your whole breath in. Tiger curl, move to the breath out. Step in between the hands, chest moves forward, inhale. Long stance pyramid, aiming for the left leg to get straight. Right hand to stay, left to lift. Big movement, Virabhadrasana 2, body control, land. Prana pull to breathe in, find that buoyancy. Back of your mat, breathe out. Low and slow, especially through the middle, throw the fireball, breathe in. Hands to the earth, down dog, breathe out. Let's go again, right leg, let it lift guys, feel that buoyancy. Take the knee all the way to the nose, push the floor away, lift out of the shoulders. Step, inhale to a proud chest. Exhale, keep that right hip crease pulling back in space. Left stays, right arm lifts, gaze follows, inhale. Big movement. Virabhadrasana 2. Prana pull. Enjoy that release. Drop slow. Skandasana, this active hip range is building. Throw the fireball, inhale. Hands to the earth. Knee glues to chest. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Three-legged dog, left side, let it rise. Knee all the way to the nose. Find that buoyancy to step. Open up the chest, breathe in. Chest towards toes, left hip crease pulls back, breathe out. Right hand stays, left to lift, breathe in. Slow and steady, Virabhadrasana 2. Whole lot of body control and coordination. Sweet release, feel it, inhale. Skandasana, drop slower, exhale. Throw it forward, guys. Breathe in. Hands to the earth. Step back. Breathe out. And just take a moment here. Bring your knees to the earth. Sit back. Hero's pose. And here we are, something many of you probably weren't expecting. After all of this continuous movement, we find stillness. Can you observe your reaction to this moment? Or maybe the beating heart in your chest. The flow of your breath is what's captivating your attention. No matter what it is, be mindful, be present, be here with your body. We'll take just one more breath. Oh, empty it all out. All right. Now we get to play, keyword, with an arm balance. It's a bit of a tough one. It's one of the first arm balances we saw in asana in yoga, and it's called peacock pose. Guys, if you can't get this, don't stress. It's a little bit of a funny one, but please, if you've never done it before, look forward. If you have done it before and you're familiar with it, go for it. When we come into peacock, one of the biggest differences is that our hands aren't facing forward, they're actually facing back. But what I want you guys to notice is that my thumb are to the outer edges. That's a really important part of this posture. With your thumbs turned out, place your hands on the earth. Make sure you're on all fours. And then from here, you're going to start to shift your weight forward, hug your elbows in, broaden your chest, and place your elbows to your belly. Come up onto your toes, shift a little bit further forward, and then maybe your legs come up and off the earth. Maybe. Now the most important part is that shift forward of your weight. For many of us, when we come into this posture, we'll kind of get here and expect to float. You have to shift forward, one leg up, two legs up. You're going to need a lot of glutes, a lot of hamstrings, but as best as you can, like I've been saying all class, broaden your chest forward, keep hugging your elbows to the midline, and if you can't get both of your legs up, hover one, place it down, hover the other, place it down, until your body starts to become familiar with what it's like to hover both legs and find that buoyancy. These are muscles that don't usually move our limbs in this orientation. So for many of us, it's not going to be a strength thing. It's going to be about creating that awareness and that muscle memory. So keep moving one leg and then the other. And I am going to say one, that is for you. I know you've been working on this posture. All right. If you want to keep playing, play. As always, pause it. But if you are ready, take a seat. Roll out the wrists. These magical joints are capable of so much, but they're not necessarily designed to hold weight. So in yoga, we're very lucky that we get to strengthen the wrists, but we want to make sure that we keep looking after them. So once you've shaken out the wrists, come to a seat. Bring both of your hands back in space. Drop the weight of your torso into your hands, but hug your shoulder blades together. And then just start to windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. We've worked a lot of hip range today. We've certainly given our lower half a lot of movement, a lot of space. So now we're just going to gently release the lower half. One last from side to side. And slowly come back to that seat. We're coming into Gomukhasana. Take your left knee to the midline of the body, left heel to the outer right hip, and then aiming to get that right knee stacked on top. Now from here, grow tall through the crown of your head. And just allow your knees to settle. If this is uncomfortable for your knee joints at all, your lower leg, place that out in front, and that's going to alleviate some of the pressure coming into the outer knees. As always, if you can fold into the space, you are welcome. Personally, for my body, I feel enough here, and I know by lowering my chest, I'm going past that limit. So I ask you guys, listen to your body. You are exactly where you need to be on this journey. And there's no need to force the body into any positions that don't feel comfortable or right. When we come into these static postures, some lose their connection with the breath really quickly. I'm going to encourage you guys, stay focused. breathe into the sensation. Just one more breath on this side. And then we'll slowly swap over. As you release the posture, treat the body with love, with care. Set up on the other side. If one of your sitting bones is peeling up off of the earth, please don't fold forward into this space, just sit up straight. It's really important that if the hips if they are skew, that we don't fold. Whenever we fold into a shape, we really want to ensure that our hips are even and grounded. And this posture, for me, it's strong, like really strong. And I practice yoga a lot. But again, I know this is where my body needs me to be because of the strength of that sensation, how loud it is. So as best as you can, just stay. Take one last big breath in. Really long exhale. Start to unravel through the legs, bring them out nice and wide. Sit up in this posture by tucking your tailbone back. If you notice there's a big rounding through your lumbar spine, sit up on a block, pillow, bolster, whatever you have. Activate your toes towards the sky, your kneecaps towards your hips. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, offer your chest to the earth. In this posture, yogis, don't focus on your depth. Focus on what the sensation is, where it is, and how your body is offering that to you. You don't need to look like anything in particular, anything at all. It's just so important that we treat the body with love and with care, rather than judging it and creating these expectations for it. We'll take just 2 more breaths here. Slowly lifting the body back up, bringing both your legs together, laying down on your back. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Start to draw circles with the knee. The head of your thigh bone, your femur, is now moving around within the hip joint. You start to notice how it's feeling. And then once you're ready, allow that right knee to roll to the left side, adjusting your hips to the right just a little. Right arm out long. And today we found a lot of active range through the lower half of the body. So as we twist, we rinse through the spine and potentially find this opening through the right heart space and shoulder. And keep offering your right shoulder blade heavily to the earth. Your right inner knee heavy to the earth. One more round of breath. And slowly, right leg straight, readjust your hips and draw those circles with the right knee. Observing how the hip is feeling and how after creating this space, how different it feels. And once you are ready, allowing that left knee to roll over to the right, adjust your hips to the left a little to keep the spine straight as it twists. Left shoulder blade grounds. Breath remains fluid. Feel these opposite forces within your body, left shoulder blade, left knee. And how it creates this really stunning twist through the thoracic spine. And just one more breath. Slowly come back to center. Lay in our last and final posture, Shavasana. Find that really comfortable spot. A space that you can allow every limb, every muscle to fall heavy without tension. Shavasana, the translation for that is corpse pose. That might seem a little daunting, right? But it's believed that reincarnation is real. And it's said that as we move through our yoga class, we move through a whole lifetime to lay heavy in Shavasana, so we can be reborn once again. Lay as heavy as you can. Truly commit to this stillness. As always, stay if you feel as if you need to stay. But if you do feel as if you are ready, I invite you to join me in a seat. And once you've landed there, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Bow your head to your hands. And together, it's important we honor this practice. It's been passed down over 5,000 years. It's important that we honor each other, the people who stand beside us within this practice. And of course, it's important we honor ourselves and our commitment to it. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat, yogis. to share this practice with other beautiful souls is exactly what we love to do. So thank you.